Hey everybody. My regular viewers will know that I complain all the time about the API General Hardness Test Kit. It's one of the solution tests where you have to add drops to the water and count the number of drops, and when the color change happens, the number of correlating drops is how many degrees hardness you have. Pretty standard for a water hardness test, but the API color change, at least for me, is so subtle and it is so difficult to discern when that color change happens, especially if you're dealing with not very hard water. You get down into only a few degrees of hardness and it becomes almost impossible to tell when that color shift happens. It's a really frustrating test. I've been struggling with it for years and years. Fortunately, I've got great viewers, and one of them has recommended to me multiple times that I should try the Sera General Hardness Test Kit. Apparently it's much easier to read, the solution changes colors differently, and so on and so forth. So I finally took their advice. I got some, I tried it this morning, and they were 100% right. It works great. So we're going to go over, we're going to have a look. We're not going to bother with the API test kit. We're not going to do a comparison side by side because it's just not worth it. But I am going to show you the new test kit, the Sera test kit I got, and I'll show you a demonstration between how it registers soft water versus getting that color change when we have a little bit of hardness added to the water. So let's go on over to my work area and we'll get right to it. Alright everybody, this is my tap water and it has no hardness in it at all. So we're going to start by doing that as a baseline. The one thing I will say I don't like about this test is the vial is very large and you only need to fill it up to this little 5 ml line down there at the bottom, and it does not give you a little pipette or anything to measure that in there with, and so you just kind of have to work with it. It's not as easy as those other ones. If they just had a little dropper that came with this, that would make that a lot more convenient. But again, that's my only complaint with it. So this again is going to be the same style drop test. You put one drop in, you'll get a color change. It should change the water to red. And then as you continue adding drops, when you get to the number where the color changes to green, then that's your degrees hardness. So this will be green on our first drop since there is no hardness in it, or in theory. So let's see if that actually holds true. So when the solution comes out, it is sort of a dark green solution. It drips right into the bottom in kind of a little glob almost. I'm not sure how well you can see that or not, but it just sort of sits in the bottom like a little glob. The other thing I like about this test is you can just swirl it around. You don't have to put a lid back on it and shake it, and put a lid back on it and shake it, and put a lid back on it and shake it every single time you do a test, like you do with the other one. So again, I know that's really hard to tell color in there, but you can see how that's sort of a pale yellowy green color. You'll see the contrast in just a second. So let me get that rinsed out. Now what we are going to do is, I should have brought this over in advance, but hang on half a second here. I'm going to use my calcium and magnesium solution. This is for my house plants. This does not increase the water carbonates or pH or anything, but it is nothing but calcium and magnesium. So this greatly increases the amount of hardness in the water. So I will show you here. We are going to do just a tiny little, and that is it. Hopefully that will not be too outrageous, because I don't want to stand here putting drops in this solution for 5 minutes. Now my starting water is about 290 parts per million, so I'm just going to get a rough idea how much stuff I just put in there, and we're 535, 525. So I'm going to say this is going to be around 8 to 10 degrees hardness now, based on what I just did there and based on my past experiences with that TDS amount. So let me get another measurement out of here. Again, this vial is not the easiest to accurately pour it out. All right. So now you should see when this first drop goes in there, it should go from that sort of green glob at the bottom. As I shake it, you can see now it has that sort of reddish tone to it. There's no green coloration to it at all. So that was 1 drop. There's 2 drops. And again, it continues to get redder. 3 drops. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, and we're starting to get like a sort of brown color, and it's going to go from brown to green. So that was 9, and I think this next one's going to give it a definite green color. So yeah, that other one might have already been the green color. So either 9 or 10, and you see how we've gone from a red coloration to a green coloration. Very, very clearly shifted. So I got a little carried away with how fast I was doing that, but again, it was either 9 or 10, which is about where I was expecting it to be. And so there you go. That was much, much easier. The only thing I don't like about it is getting the, you know, these little tiny skinny vials. It's the same volume of water. It's just these skinny vials. It's easy to just flick them a little bit and you can get some excess water out and get it right down to the line. That's just such a wide mouth on it. Just trying to flick the water out of it is difficult, and trying to pour a little bit out and get it just right. And, you know, again, it's a little fiddly. That's my only complaint. Otherwise, I really, really am happy with my purchase of the Sera test kit. And of course, it's got discus on the box, and so you know it's got to be good. That's the law. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful. Don't forget, I do a live stream every Friday and Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope that was helpful. Check out the link I probably already put up there. I am an Amazon affiliate. I do get a commission on any purchases made through Amazon. So thank you for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.